Hi, this is Bryan Hyde with Who's Next, and we got a little bit of unexpected good news last night. I know I wasn't the only one who was hoping that we would hear something positive from the courts in Las Vegas. Of course, there was a huge question mark about whether or not a new trial would begin on February 26th for Dave Bundy, Mel Bundy, Joe O'Shaughnessy, and Jason Woods. And there was supposed to be a hearing on the 15th, about a week from today, that was to determine whether or not that trial would go forward. But instead, yesterday, the government, the prosecution, asked the court to dismiss the charges against these remaining 4 defendants with prejudice, meaning they cannot be tried again on those charges. It was unexpected in the sense that since the dismissal with prejudice of the charges against Ammon Bundy, Ryan Payne, and Cliven Bundy, the prosecution had asked the judge reconsider. Please, think about not dismissing. They were thinking about reversing that decision. But now it was the government that came forward and asked to dismiss those charges with prejudice. It's interesting from the standpoint that with prejudice, these guys hadn't even been on trial yet, so there wasn't an opportunity for a jury to even be prejudiced against them, which kind of makes you wonder why would the government ask for the dismissal of those charges if they hadn't even been on trial yet? And it's probably safe to say, based on what came out in the last trial, that this may have been a move to avoid further embarrassment or further damaging information on the conduct of either people acting for the BLM and the FBI or even the prosecution, like we saw in the previous trial. So maybe the government didn't want to look bad or look worse according to more information that would have come out. And rest assured, more information has been coming out. The Wooten memo, which never even really made it to the record in the previous trial. I think the only thing that was mentioned was when the judge was dismissing the case with prejudice. She referred to it, but it never was entered into the record as a matter of testimony. And so, anyway, these 4 defendants are now they are out from under that huge question mark, and thank the Lord for that. It's always telling to see the comments that pop up on Facebook, particularly as the news of this spreads. And to me, it's very reassuring to see how many people, as part of their exclamation of surprise, are in some way, shape, or form returning thanks to our Creator for this outcome. And I know the Bundy family strongly agrees that there was a hand of divine providence at work in helping to at least partially right this wrong. And I say partially in the sense that, okay, the steady torrent of injustice, at least towards these men, has stopped. I don't think it's safe to say that justice has been done yet, because a lot of these individuals have been robbed of the better part of 2 years of their lives by sitting in jail awaiting trial. Their good names have been dragged through the mud, their reputations, their businesses, deprived of their family's company. Something needs to be done to make that right. And on top of all that, there are a handful of individuals who languish in prison or in jail at this time, either having been convicted or having taken plea deals for a case that turned out to be wrongful, to put it mildly. So the work here is not done, but this was a very happy milestone for us to pass. And by all means, let's rejoice as necessary. I think we should be humble in our rejoicing, because there are still families that are affected. There's still people that are suffering as a result of abuse and the misuse of authority and power that's been trusted to people to act for government at a number of different levels. So keep those who are still in custody in your prayers, and understand that our work here at Who's Next is going to continue to go forward. Sadly, there is no lack of content when it comes to showing you the cases of who's next. Who is next to be on the receiving end of injustice at the hands of people who've been trusted with immense power? And our goal is to help bring that information to you, to make sure that these stories are told, that the truth can be known, and hopefully we see more and more outcomes as we now have a tool that we've never had before through social media and other avenues to help get this word out and to hopefully make a difference. Please share our videos far and wide. Please continue to follow us. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, just feel free to go over and like our Facebook page, and we will look forward to having more good news as we carry this battle forward with your help. Thank you.